Hi, everyone, and welcome to Contentstack Pulse, your source for the latest updates and innovations at Contentstack. I'm Nicole Quick, Director of Product Marketing, and with me today is...
Hey everyone, John Kelly, Director of Product.
We are thrilled to be your guides today as we dive into exciting new features and enhancements we've rolled out this spring. Today, we'll be covering deep dives into key spring product updates, live demos to see it in action, and a chance to ask your burning questions. All right. Now I'm excited. Let's dive into one of our most exciting features yet.
Let's do it.
Contentstack Personalize, built natively in our CMS. Tell us about it, John.
Yeah, that's right. And we couldn't be more excited. So we started building Personalize about 3 years ago. We built it actually as a feature flagging tool for the product itself and for the features within. Basically, the main features are ABN testing, so experimentation, and audience segmentation. Of course, with everything we do here at Contentstack, it is API first and enabled. So it does have the ability to integrate with your CRMs, your CDPs, and to create sort of custom experiences at unmatched scale. Notably, our Edge APIs actually offer the delivery at unmatched and incredible speeds. And very interestingly, we actually built the concept of content variants within the CMS itself. To pair perfectly with the targeting capabilities of Personalize, to be able to go one level deeper beyond locales and basic entries to create actual variants of the content field by field directly in the CMS.
All right, John, when is this available for our customers and prospects?
Yeah, so we're in early access right now. So we're rolling out to a few customers over the next couple months, but we're expecting to go generally available in the fall.
All right, can we see it in action?
Let's do it.
Okay.
At Contentstack, we believe composable digital experience platforms should be easier. Headless should be powerful and intuitive. Products should be built to be connected. When it comes to personalization with other platforms, adoption is typically difficult, editing is confusing, and implementations are complex. But here at Contentstack, we want you to be able to tell the right story to the right people at the right time. Introducing Contentstack Personalize. Over the next few minutes, I'll give you a quick demo of how it works. Let's say I'm an individual visiting the Compass travel site as a first-time visitor, but a known user to the company as a luxury, relaxing traveler. And I want to personalize their homepage according to which region they're interested in visiting. So we're going to set up a new segment for a luxury, relaxed traveler who's interested in Asia and then target them with appropriate content. So the first thing you'll see is a series of projects, and within the project, you'll have what are known as experiences. Experiences consist of either A/B testing or segmented experiences. Additionally, we have things like audiences, custom attributes, as well as events to track conversions for a particular experience. Moving into attributes, we can see that we already have a travel destination custom attribute. This is basically a piece of data that gets assigned to an individual audience that can be customized completely by audience and for each customer, and then that gets assigned to your audiences. Audiences are basically a way to bucket and target experiences to individual segments when those visitors match any condition for your attributes. In this case, you can see we have the travel destination attribute, which, when our application is assigning the Asia-specific tag to that attribute, it's going to go ahead and bucket that visitor into this audience. So now let's go ahead and create our segment. I'm going to add a new variant to the Personalize segment. I have this running, so I'm going to deactivate it, and then we'll add one more variant. And we're going to go ahead and call this Luxury Relaxed Asia. And I'm going to basically use the condition of match all, which means the visitor needs to fit into all of these buckets. I'm going to go ahead and select relaxation, luxury, and our Asia Pacific destination. So we have all three of these now added as required audiences to fit in order to serve this particular variant. Now, if we save this, it's going to assign a new ID to us, and I can activate it. Under Entries, I'm going to go to our homepage and see, here I'm currently at the base entry, but I now have the Luxury Relaxed Asia variant. So for heading, I'm going to update it with a custom message, Explore the Majestic Wonders of Asia. Next, I'm going to save and publish this, and I'll publish it to both environments. When I go to the Compass site and visit the Asia Pacific region, and then return back to the home page, I'll be targeted with that new attribute. And you can see that now that new targeted content that I just created is live and has tagged me with the appropriate attributes to put me into the appropriate audiences to be served this new experience of Explore the Majestic Wonders of Asia. With that, let's show how we can run a very easy A/B test on a particular call to action, such as this Learn More button. Let's return to our homepage in the entries. We'll go to the Fun A/B test. Then navigate to our Sounds Great call to action. But Sounds Great isn't as fun as it probably could be. So we're going to rename that Let's Go and save it. If we go to our visual preview experience, I can actually impersonate what each of those particular segments are going to see for that experiment, that A/B test. When it loads, I can open up our audience impersonation widget. Basically, this is going to allow us to impersonate any number of audiences with all the different combinations of content that you might see. So the first thing is, I'm going to toggle on the audiences that I know are going to give me the ability to actually serve this A/B test, which was relaxed visitors, luxury visitors, and interested in Asia Pacific. And you'll see a couple things. One is that the actual content has changed. The reason for that is I've actually selected all these options at the bottom, all those audiences. They match all of them. Second, you'll see that I do now have the ability, because all of these are selected and it's a valid selection, to preview the A/B test. We have Learn More, but for Adventurous, you can see it says Explore This, and for Fun, which we just created, it now says Let's Go. If I move over to that A/B test, we can see some analytics. And so what you're going to see so far is that the Straightforward button has the only conversion. But as you know, over time, the other variants will start to come in here and populate, and then we'll be able to determine which of those variants is the ultimate winner. So there's a quick overview of the personalized capabilities within Contentstack.
How exciting. Now, how do we set people up for success with Contentstack Personalize?
Yeah, so with the rise of Gen AI, as of last year, we've had our writing assistant in the app for a little over a year now. And basically one of the things that we saw with users as they were adopting it was this issue with brand relevancy and context. So today, if you work with a Gen AI system such as ChatGPT, it knows nothing about you. So what we've been working on is a really exciting feature called Brand Kit. Basically what a brand kit is a brand's and a company's digital representation of their tone, personality, identity, underlying knowledge in the form of a knowledge base, which is basically a vector database, to semantically store, analyze, and retrieve information, and voice profiles, which are really interesting. The voice profile actually is all of the sort of layered contexts that make up an individual within a company. It could be, who are you? What are you working on? What's your job? And what does your company do? And leveraging those before you get to personalize basically allows you to operationalize and unlock the capabilities of personalization at scale. It's hard enough right now for teams to tell 35 different variations on one story. It's exponentially harder to tell that across locales, across regions, and to all the different audience segments. And so with Personalize plus our Brand Kit and our AI writing assistant, it really helps them to unlock that scale and reach all the opportunities and customers they're looking for.
And this is all built natively into our CMS.
All native.
When will this be available to prospects and customers?
Brand Kit's available right now.
Let's go see it.
Let's do it.
With Brand Kit, you can establish your brand's distinctive voice through customizable voice profiles and utilize AI Assistant to effortlessly generate on-brand content. This means you can tailor your brand's communication style to resonate with your audience while leveraging cutting-edge technology to streamline the content creation process. Brand kits are made of two main components. The first is the Knowledge Vault, which is a way to store brand-specific information in documents to serve as background information and context for interactions with the large language model. Secondly, are voice profiles. Voice profiles provide the context that make up a brand's voice that can take on whatever tone is appropriate for a given piece of content. When you click into them, you'll see that there's a name and a basic description. There's also a few sliders for the overall communication style, things like formality, tone of voice, and humor, as well as some custom details that provide some insights, and some sample content to help provide further levels of detail about the given voice. To see how this works, let's create some content using our new brand kit along with audiences from Personalize. We're going to start with our Knowledge Vault turned off, along with our audiences being deselected. Then, we're going to choose our blogger voice profile from the Compass Brand Kit. Now, we want AI to write a very short summary of Compass Travel's services. As you can see, the content is being generated. It is, however, a little bland. So let's try that one more time with a second profile of marketer. And we'll still keep our Knowledge Vault off and our audiences off as well. This content is probably a little bit better, and it's suited more for the company that we are, but we can still refine this further to get better results. We'll keep the marketer voice profile turned on, but this time we'll enable the Knowledge Vault, still keeping our audiences deselected. When we enter the same prompt, the results produce content more tailored to the type of business that the Compass Travel company is. You can see here we have Compass Travel being called out. We have proper nouns in terms like missed flight guarantee and personal travel concierge service, both unique Compass Travel products. Because this is so much better, we'll click Accept. Now, for the last step, we'll take this a step further by personalizing it. Here, we'll keep the voice profile of marketer and the Knowledge Vault turned on, and now we'll personalize it for a specific audience, these three here. To do that, we can just click Personalized for selected audiences. It will take the previous content and it will actually craft it for the audiences that we're trying to target here. As you can see, the overall content is very similar. It's still utilizing proper nouns like Compass Travel, but it's also incorporating themes from the audiences such as luxury by referencing tranquil and opulent journey, as well as the relaxed audience by phrasing this sentence with catering to your every need.
We just saw amazing things inside of our CMS. How does Contentstack Automate play into this?
Yeah, absolutely. So Automate for us is, of course, the sort of central nervous system for a brand. It kind of builds resiliency into your processes that are oftentimes manual, error-prone, or even allows you to connect systems you never had the opportunity to before. So we've actually written a lot of LLM or AI connectors directly into Automate itself, allowing customers to do things like working with LLM computing, calling out to their AI of choice. It could be OpenAI's ChatGPT, Google Gemini, AWS Bedrock, Claude from Anthropic, et cetera. And basically allowing them to work into the automation process, AI computing to sort of semantically generate all sorts of interesting summaries, brainstorms, or just create anything that they want to create using the automation platform itself.
Integrating AI can seem daunting, from finding use cases to providing ROI. The challenges are real. Fortunately, Contentstack has tools to make it easy. Start simple with something basic like AI translations directly within your editor. Then take it to the next level by creating custom actions for reusable AI prompts tailored to your content needs. Next, align AI-generated content to your brand voice, tone, and style guidelines using Brand Kit. It leverages your content's context from our Knowledge Vault and voice profiles to fine-tune your prompts for higher quality, brand-consistent output. With consistent brand-aligned content that you can trust, you can begin automating more of your AI-generated efforts using on-demand and complete AI automations. Our AI Accelerator program addresses these AI adoption challenges, helping you identify high-impact use cases and guiding you along your AI maturity pathway, from basic AI adoption to full-scale automation in 45 days or less. Ready to transform your content strategy with AI? Join our AI Accelerator program to get started.
And now you can build your content at scale and personalize it to the right audience at the right time. And with that, I would like to introduce our new and improved Contentstack Academy, where you can find great resources to learn how to build high-performing digital experiences using composable architecture and master core skills like our AI assistant and new brand kit.
Contentstack Academy is your self-paced source for learning all things Contentstack. Here on the homepage, we'll feature different pieces of content in the main banner, and down below, we'll highlight different courses that may interest you. If you want to view all of the content within Academy, up towards the top, you can click on the Explore option. Here, you'll see our library of content, and in this section, you can perform a keyword search to find specific pieces of content. You can also change the view from a grid view to a list view, and you can even change the sorting order. But importantly, what you can do is you can filter based upon audience, content type, and topic. So I'll come over and click Explainer to view just the explainers. Then I can enter a course by clicking on that tile. Once you enter a course, you'll notice that you have options for bookmarking the course to return to it at a later time. Or, if you want to share this with colleagues or coworkers, there's a share button that gives you the ability to do that. The nice thing about Academy, as you move through a course, is it will track your progress so you know what you've watched when you return back to the course. If you want to consume a lesson, you can click on that lesson and it will load. In this case, it's a video, so all you have to do is click the play button to view the content. So that's Contentstack Academy. You also have the ability to use your Contentstack credentials to keep progress of all of your activity within Academy.
But that's not all. Contentstack is now the only headless CMS that is on all 3 cloud providers. And we released a few new features as well. Are there more items you'd like to touch on, John?
Absolutely. Let's get into them.
What does it mean for Contentstack to be on the Google Cloud Marketplace?
Yeah, so our availability on the marketplace itself allows customers to procure Contentstack directly through the Google Cloud Marketplace, helping them to streamline procurement as well as add it to their existing suite of products they've already purchased within the Google Suite.
That's pretty awesome. And we're also available on Azure and AWS as well?
Absolutely, all 3.
Amazing stuff. Let's talk about the other features that we released inside of our Contentstack CMS. Things like Teams and Taxonomy. Can you explain those?
Yeah, really exciting new updates. This is kind of a step forward for us for enterprise governance. With Teams specifically, it's a way for administrators to add people to roles as well as across all their stacks for objects that we're calling teams, which are basically a way to really easily provision and deprovision individuals while integrating with their IDP of choice as well. So it makes administration and governance of individuals across a huge number of content projects and a lot of different roles as well, really, really easy and with fine-grained control.
And what about taxonomy?
For taxonomy, that's a really exciting feature. So again, one step forward in kind of enterprise scale, governance, and control. It's really what we would call sort of like a tentpole feature. And so what I think about that is ultimately every single module inside Contentstack will live under a taxonomy, or at least will be influenced by a taxonomy. So taxonomies themselves are basically objects with a nested relationship as well as the ability to integrate them into your content models and your content projects, the ability to basically add terms as well as nested terms and reference those within your content types. It really helps you to create levels of organization through creating sitemaps, through content directories, through creating information architectures, as well as basically a folder structure for your entries, your assets, and things across your entire stack.
These are really cool. Are they available to use today?
Yep, they've been in market since Q1.
Can we see them in action?
Let's get into it.
So how do taxonomies work in Contentstack? Here, we're working with Compass Travel, a site for a travel agency. To create a new taxonomy, choose Settings. Down towards the bottom, choose Taxonomy. You can either import a CSV or JSON file of an existing taxonomy or create a new one by clicking the New Taxonomy button. Create a name of the taxonomy and enter a description if you'd like. I'll name mine Region as it will represent all the regions travelers may want to visit. Start adding terms by clicking the New Term button. I'll enter EMEA to represent Europe, the Middle East, and Africa. I'll add a child term under EMEA by clicking the Add Child Term button. The term name will be Africa, and I'll continue adding terms for Europe and the Middle East. Next, I'll add a child term under Africa by clicking the same Add Term button. I'll add South Africa. Notice you can click the information icon in the top right to get details about that term, including when it was created, modified, and any entries where it was referenced. Next, we want to associate this taxonomy to a content type. To do that, we'll navigate to the content models so we can choose the content type. In this case, I'll select article. In the content type builder, scroll to the location where you'd like the taxonomy to appear and click the plus sign to add a new element. Choose taxonomy. Then click Add Taxonomy. In the menu, choose your taxonomy. In this case, it's region, and then click Apply. If you want to apply another taxonomy, click the Add Taxonomy button again. Let's navigate to the entries to add a new one. Click the New Entry button and choose the content type you added the taxonomy to, which in this case is article. Obviously, you'd spend time to complete this entry, but importantly, scroll to the location where you added the taxonomy, and sure enough, you can open your taxonomy to select a term. To see taxonomy on the front end, I'm going to use Live Preview for this article about Buenos Aires. First, I'll scroll down to the taxonomy section. Here, you'll notice I'm using terms from the two taxonomies that I created, the region taxonomy that we created together, and a topics taxonomy I created on my own. Now, I'll click the Live Preview button, and once it loads, I can scroll down the article to see the terms associated with the article. If I decide to add the term must-see spots from the topics taxonomy, you'll see the page automatically update.
That was really cool to see in real life. So now, what's going on with Contentstack Launch? Any new updates there?
Absolutely. The first main update for Launch is we have support for additional frameworks such as Angular, supporting all major rendering methods. We also have now support for edge rewrites, as well as edge functions, both really cool features that run, as I mentioned, on the edge within our CDN, so as close to the user consuming them as possible, and allow for really, really interesting capabilities for things like hyper-personalization, actually helping to power our personalized product that we talked about earlier, as well as providing really granular control for developers to deliver experiences that are really personal, really scalable, really high performance to their audience.
That's really cool. And thank you for joining us today. We hope you're as excited as we are. Stay tuned for more updates from Contentstack, and we'll see you soon.
Thanks for watching.